one, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
We were talking earlier with Brian Fryer at TVFCU about interest rates and credit and mortgages and that type of thing. Your money, basically, and making it work for you. So that theme kind of continues serendipitously with Mark Hite, who is here now with the Mark Hite team, because you're seeing kind of the effects of that concern with credit and interest rates in the mortgage in the real estate business.
100%, they are directly related, and more so right now than at any point we've seen in my 20-year career. In all candor, Julie, interest rates peaked last October at 7.08%, and yesterday they were at 6.875. If you look at the 50-year average, 7% is about a normal rate.
Right.
But because so many of our viewers, just like yourself, bought their home, locked in at a rate 2 3/4, 3.5, or refinanced down to those rates, we find there's been some resistance here recently to move.
Well, the psychology of all this is interesting to me, because I think it's one thing if you're just if you're just considering for fun, hey, let's move. But if you really need a bigger house or a smaller house or for whatever thing, you don't want to be paralyzed in fear because, like you say, there are different ways to reach that goal.
The best example I can give you, we were down in Chickamauga the other day, and the family had 2 children, and so they have outgrown this house. They found the home they wanted, they went to get pre-qualified, and rates that day were 6.75. And they said, oh my gosh, we've got a 2.75. They were just paralyzed thinking about the differential in that rate. But the reality was, because we do have some creative financing where we can buy down a rate for the first 2 years to help soften that blow right now. So you go ahead and get the home you want and not be as married to that mortgage.
Before I jump ahead, do you want to explain what some of those things are?
So the perfect example, the median price here in Hamilton County is $300,000. So if you put 5% down on your new home and on a $300,000 mortgage, interest rates yesterday were 6.875. So the first year the seller pays to buy your rate down 2 points. Now then your first year, you're at 4.875, which is almost a $380 a month savings in your payment. Okay,
so let me walk through this with me. So I'm selling my house to you.
Yes.
And I'm selling you my house for $300,000. That's the agreed upon
purchase price.
But you don't want to pay 6.875%. So kind of like the old point system, I agree to pay down your mortgage. So as the seller, am I taking a loss?
You're going to, in order to get your sales price, you're going to contribute about $6,800 towards this buy down.
That's it?
That's it. You get to sell your house.
One time?
One time. It's up front, and then the first year, me as Mr. Buyer, I get the advantage of being 2 points below the rate.
Okay. And you're selling $300. So you're saving
I'm $383 a month.
Off the bat?
Off the bat. Second year, it's 1 point down, so I'm saving $190 a month.
So by the end of 2 years, you're at a little over $500 a month that you've saved.
Absolutely.
And you have the house you want.
And the National Association of Realtors is predicting rates, they've peaked at this point. They're saying we'll be at about 6% by the end of this year, 5.6% next year. So then, Julie, in the next couple of years, as rates decline, you've got the opportunity to refinance and really lock in. You've got the house you want, the payment you need today, but you've got the house you want for your family.
You know, the other thing, you mentioned that the house you need today, what you need today is big. I remember when my kids were little and I'd go get their shoes at Stride Rite, and some people would say, well, you can size up and get them 2 sizes too big. And I thought, no, I want them to fit today. Right. So if you're this couple and you buy the house now, 2 years will come and go.
Before you know it.
And you've gained equity in your home.
Yes.
And what if your life takes a different turn? You can't ever predict what's going to happen.
And because the way prices have escalated over the last couple of years, you've got more equity to put down your down payment, or maybe you take that money, like we were talking before the show, and pay some other debt down, some credit card debt, or pay off a car,
Right.
and restructure financially where it's a win all the way around.
So we'll tie back into Brian real quickly and the credit scores. All the more reason if you are out there to buy, it's competitive for the seller too. The seller wants to make sure that they're selling to the right person.
Right.
So you want to make sure you're locked in with all of your ducks in a row before you make an offer.
You really want to be pre-approved. And that really starts with a good local loan originator, just like the team at TVFCU or any of a number of other folks that I can recommend you to. It's not just pre-qualified where they look at debt to income ratio, but they've really pulled you up. They look at your score, they look at your history, just like Brian was talking about, and tell you exactly what they can quote you on that day.
You mentioned a key word for you, so I'll say it and then you can run with it, and that's local.
Look, in this competitive transitioning market, local is more important, Julie, than ever before. If we see problems with transactions, it's when a third-party lender who's in a cube in another city who has no local ownership, just like your partners at TVFCU.
All right, here's where you will find local Mark. That's what he calls himself. Down on the south side of Chattanooga, 265-0088 is the phone number. MarkHiteHomes.com. Of course, his preferred thing is for you to find him at your front door, because he would love to help you either buy or sell the home that you're looking to do. Thank you so much, Mark.
Look no further than Mercantile at the Ridge for that unique home furnishing or collectible. The same familiar location, new management, and a refreshing shopping experience with over 125 individual shops. Find what you're looking for at